look at how do I publish to the iPad. I want to go InDesign to the iPad. So we're going to do this. I'm going to go horizontal because my screen res doesn't give me enough to show vertical. Same thing. This is an InDesign page. Okay. Right now today, if you've got InDesign CS 5.5, you can do this for free. You just can only do one of these at a time. Download the free plugins, okay, and you'll get 2 new panels. What's a new update if we don't add a new panel? Can anyone tell me, for a prize, how many panels there are in Illustrator? There are 36. If you open up every single panel in the view menu, there are 36 panels in InDesign. I think there's more in Illustrator. There's always that. So when you get to the overlay creator, okay, here I have a layout. It's a bog standard layout. It's text and type and so on. Okay, but I want to do some things to this. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you some examples of that of interactivity to make it a little bit easier to do. Okay. One of the things I want to do is make a slideshow. Okay. So what I do is I file place, I pick up 4 images, click OK, drag them out, holding the mouse down, use my up and across arrow keys to make it a grid. Remember that? Okay, and hold down the command and up and arrow to do that. Or is it shift to option, whatever, increase the space, you know it, that thing. Drag them out to that, bang, they all go in, don't need that one. I want it to, I don't have enough space here because up there's the auto fit and so on. So what I'm going to have to do is just use the object fitting. I want it to fill frame proportionally, and actually I then want to go to object and I select fitting. These are little buttons used in the toolbar, frame fitting options, make sure it comes out to the center, and auto fit. So as these things grow and expand, grow and contract, they will maintain the size. Then of course again I would have used the toolbar, but I'm going to use the object and layout align panel to align these one on top of each other. Okay, because the thing about photography is I pay a photographer $500 and he shoots me 10 images, which is $50 an image. Except I can only use one in a print magazine, and that's therefore a $500 image. Okay, so I want to use as many of these images that I've paid for. So what I'm going to do then is that's now 4 images stacked on one on top of each other. I'm going to create what's called a multi-state object. This is nothing. This is in InDesign CS4. Nothing so far. What I am going to insist upon that you do, and I will hunt you down if you don't, is name everything. Okay, name absolutely everything, because one of the great features of InDesign CS5 is everything in the layers panel you can select by name. Everything is named in the layers panel, just like it's been in Illustrator for years and years and years. We've all ignored. Okay, so what I'm then going to do is call this various things. Rather than state 1, I have no idea what that is. Fruit. Okay, and state 2, I'll call that asparagus. I know what that is. Okay. And I'm not going to do state 3. So now I have a multi-state object, which is great because even in print, you saw me do this demo a year or 2 ago. I can have, Victorian version, New South Wales version, whatever. But it's a multi-state object. But because I now have this as a multi-state object, in my overlay creator, you see what happened there. Okay, nothing selected. Select a multi-state object. It says, you want to make this a slideshow. You want to code a slideshow. I went, yes, I want to code. I'm going to make it autoplay. In this case, I'm not. I want it to swipe to change the image. Okay, yep, that'll do. Stop at the first and last. Yep, that'll do. Hide before playing. Oh, and that's cool. So, okay, this is really good. All right, that's what I've done. I've now coded that. Now I need to see it as it's going to be on the iPad. Well, remember we've got the content viewer for the iPad, so I can load it to there through the cloud, back down, up, back down. It's a pain in the butt. We also have the content viewer down here for the Mac. There it is there. Okay, this is the content viewer for the Mac. Okay, go away. I'm going to hit preview down the bottom here, and it writes out the folio, loads the content viewer, and allows me to see what it's going to be like now that I can swipe to touch. Okay, swipe my image. Now it's a bit hard on a Mac because you can't actually use your finger to swipe. Okay. Yeah, I have. Don't give me that. Preview. Thank you. Anyway, there you go. Failed to load the folio. Gee, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, there you go. Note to self. Okay, so here I've got it. So now I'd use the mouse, press and swipe as if it was, oh wow, look, I can swipe this with no coding. Boring. Move on. Okay. I want buttons that change the state. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me make some buttons. Okay. So again, you know where I'm going. I'm not going to go through all of this. I'm going to make this a button. And again, when I say to my customers, that's a button, they go, no, it's not. It's a rectangle. And I go, oh, okay, what if I click the yellow square and do that? Oh, that's a button. Buttons can be anything, all right? They don't have to be round-cornered rectangles, okay? That's where the design comes in. So now what I want to do is make that a button, okay? And that button will change the state of this, okay? So again, go to state. Okay? This is why I insisted you name the object, because which multi-state object, okay? Gallery small, okay? Which state, okay? Asparagus, okay? For want of a better word. And now let's hit preview again. So now what I've got is a button that when I click on it changes the state of a multi-state object. And you may be sitting there thinking, wow, that's just not worth the money. So I'll tell you. Okay. But what if the multi-state object was a map? And these were the buttons, and these were the descriptions. It's exactly what I just showed you. 4 pictures, one on top of the other, but the buttons aren't round-cornered rectangles. They're little things like this. And now when I preview that, okay, it's exactly the same process that you just saw, but because my design kicks in, let's go to the next page, it's an interactive map that shows me down here where to live, what's living green, etc. You get the idea. Okay. Right. So when we say slideshow, people think, oh, it's a way to show lots of images. No, it's a way to make interactive stuff happen, and it can get very, very sophisticated. So jumping on, image sequences, okay. The iPad is extremely good at showing lots and lots of bitmaps very, very fast. So this is not actually a 360-degree model, it's 360 JPEGs. Actually, it's 180 JPEGs, okay. And truly, the iPad is that rapid that you can spin these around and I'll just go, and that's what it's doing. So how do I do that? Well, I just export out 180 images. This is a time-lapse photo, and I just point to the folder. Well, let me show you. I select get a picture box, okay, and I'll do it this way. Get a picture box, file place. Oh, actually, no, not file place. Get a picture box. Image sequence, okay, tell it it's image sequence, where is the sequence of images, okay, I click there, point it to a folder that has a whole series of images, Bob's Your Auntie's Living Lover, it spins them around, and it just crashes out of me. There's a reason for that, but I can't tell you, okay. So, just going back to the interactivity thing, okay, thank you, yes, okay. So we're here in the content viewer and I can load this up. Audio and video, simple. Place video.
Why was I sent to this place?
Don't know. You just place video on your InDesign page. That's all you got to do. And then you have to create, good, bad, or indifferent. You have to, I'm going to just refresh that by scrolling it down, scrolling back up. Oh no, it's not going to do that until I realize. That's fine. You have to create something to tell people it's a video, which common design at the moment is a right pointing triangle. That means play. Don't ask me why. 2 vertical rectangles means pause. Okay. 2 arrows going that way mean rewind. Okay, because of the video. We are entering into a stage where designers are going to have to come up with a new iconography for turn the page, scroll up, scroll down. And this is great. We're going through this at the moment. You know, what the hell icon should you use? And everyone's using something different at the moment. Okay. The other thing I want to show you very quickly is this. Okay. Because we get pinged for this to say, oh, it's just static. It's just pictures of text. Okay. Let's go back and here in my InDesign page. I'm now back in InDesign. I draw a rectangle. And what link do I place in there? A link to an image on my file, on my filing system? No. It's still a link, but it's a web link. Okay? It's just HTML. It's a web content. Okay. So when I preview this on the Mac and when I load it on an iPad, what happens is the content viewer goes out because it's a Twitter feed, got the wrong Twitter feed there, and I put mobile, the SMH's mobile page there. That's a web page. Okay? Live. It is live. Okay. The beautiful thing about this though is that they're not 2 clicks away from Facebook. They're inside your magazine. Okay. So, and again, it could be a deep link into your website, which is stuff that no one sees on your website, but you can push it back into your system. The last thing I want to show you is what is actually HTML pages itself. So very quickly, I'll do this one. This is a page which has fixed text and typography and a link to an HTML folder. And when I preview that, because remember the content viewer can read JPEGs, it can read movies, it can read HTML. Okay? So when I preview this, this is the fixed text in InDesign, and this is the HTML page, which is just allowing me to colour it in. Okay, so this is just the HTML5 canvas reveal tag markup. Okay, so if you can do it in HTML5 or HTML4, but that's not nearly as sexy as saying HTML5. If you can do it in HTML5, do it in HTML5, place it into InDesign, look at it on the iPad. So, just very quickly then, how do I get it to the iPad in 4 minutes or less? Well, these are all the things you can, interactive stuff. You know, the overlay creator allows you to make lots of cool and fruity interactive stuff. Let's close this down. Then you go to the folio builder, because this is a cloud service. Okay. Now you can do this for free today with InDesign CS5, believe it or not, or 5.5. Okay, so no, you don't have to upgrade. You can do this with InDesign CS5. So what you do is you sign in. Okay, I'm already signed in. You sign into our cloud service. Where is this happening? It doesn't matter. It's out there in the cloud. Relax. Trust us. No. Right now, if you're really asking, it actually is connecting to a computer underneath my desk. Okay? No. We have these big servers, and they're in Seattle, and at the moment in Ireland, and there's another one being built, I think, in Singapore. Anyway, who knows? And they're replicated, and they're backed up, and there's service level agreements and so on. But what I do is I sign in, and then I create, and I'm not going to do it because I don't. It'll upload it immediately. But what I create is I say I want a new folio. Okay, so down the bottom here I click new, and it makes a folio for me. Okay. Now you can do this for free, but you only get one folio. Think of a folio as an issue of a magazine. So you can only make one issue of a magazine at a time for free. Okay. So you create a new folio. I've made 2. I've called one textbook. So here's my textbook folio. Because I don't have to pay for it, I can make 2. Hell, I can make as many as I like. And then we have the cover, organic chemistry, art history and practice. And so I've got a folio which I'm going to show doing that. The prospectus one is this particular file that you see on screen, and this is one of the folios, one of the articles from that. Okay, so all I've done there is just create, click new at the bottom, give the folio a name, and then with the page open on screen, I tell it that it's I want it to be a new document, and I'll just quickly bring one up here, and I would make that a new article. I'll go back to this level here. So I can click new down here, and it takes whatever's there, multiple pages, and it makes it an article inside that folio. I'm not doing that here because that's the wrong page size, and you notice that's why in InDesign CS4 and CS5 we have 1024 by 768, which, as luck would have it, is exactly the right dimensions for an iPad. Okay? So you build everything in, and that converts everything to, well, it changes it to pixel dimensions and so on. So once I've done that, I log in, and again, what do you need to log in? You need your Adobe ID. What's your Adobe ID? Well, anytime you go to Adobe's site, we have an Adobe ID, so you can log in, and just so we know who you are, so that you can opt out of our marketing. It's an Adobe ID. It's free. You know, it's just to say, hi, welcome back, Michael. Would you like to buy this? Well, that's Amazon. Okay. Which, half the time, I do. Okay, internet connection, here's the hub bike and so on. So, that's all I have to do. Okay. As soon as I click new down the bottom here, it's making a folio in the cloud for me, and it's uploading each of these articles.